welcome to another adventure in old code. It's time to take a look at probably what is the last installment of LasrGame, Laser 3. So let's have a look. Joey's LasrGame 3, May 31st, 1995. That is totally and utterly incorrect. I don't know what I was thinking. In 1995, I was in grade 7. That is most definitely 1999. Okay, let's have a look at the LasrGame 3. Okay, attack from outer space. Well done, lad. You have made it to Zalcunia. Right, in LasrGame 2, we were traveling into space from Earth and encountering the Zalcunians, and now I guess we've made it to their home planet. Okay, you've made it to Zalcunia only to find out that it doesn't exist. They have, instead of a planet, what seems to be a huge void black area of... Oh, wait a minute, it's outer space. But do not worry, we have found the origin of the Zalcunians, and it is your job now to destroy all Zalcunians and rid the world of the terrible half-kung virus. I should point out to you that you now have an advantage. These Zalcunians are not yet fully developed, and you have also caught them by surprise. Some are weaker than others, and none of them actually move. However, there are some downsides I should inform you of. During your long flight, your engines went a little haywire, and it just isn't the same as before. But seeing as how you're so far away right now, there's nothing we can do about it. So just live with it. You, however, had the brilliant idea of taking the 4 lasers you had before and combining them into 2 powerful lasers. Good job, although I should mention to you that it did absolutely nothing, seeing as how 4 single lasers hold the same power as 2 double lasers. Okay, let's get some instructions here. To destroy all Zalcunians, how many times do I have to tell you? Apparently 3. What? No. Okay, that was the instructions. Maybe I want to configure the keyboard. You ever think of that? Okay, press key to go right, left, up, down. Increase speed will be S. Decrease speed will be A. Q to quit. Ay. And in all that, there's no key to fire. Okay, that's a space bar. But I couldn't configure that. Okay, so now the difference that you can't tell is all I had to do was hit down once. And so, whereas in LasrGame 2, I had to keep hitting down, and I would only move when I hit a button. Now it seems like my engines are going haywire, and they have to move. I just tell it which direction to move. Okay, so I'm going to shoot this. We have the same lag as before in Laser 2 because I'm displaying on the screen the laser and waiting so you can see the laser. And these Zalcunians are different sizes and different, I guess the different colors. Well, let's see. I shoot it once and it turns. Shoot it again. Shoot it again. So the different colors means a different number of hits left to hit. Oh, that's a really small guy. So the same mechanics, I got the same crosshairs, oh come on, as LasrGame 2. Come on. It's difficult because they're always moving. I can't stop the camera. Okay, well this could go on forever. I have the time, it's counting down. This is a cool game. If it wasn't for the laser animation stopping the game. Okay, let's break out of this, see what we can see. Okay, Joyce LasrGame 3. Intro, instructions, fire, right, up, left, down, up, down, bad end, good end, configure, and end. Everything with a dot. Okay, we've got arrays, X, Y, and rad for radius. Call, count, X, fac, X and Y. I hate that. I hate that. I really hate that. Surely there was some other thing I could have done. Why did I have to spell out X and Y? Okay, press the circ, right, up, down, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, you can increase speed. What was that all about? I have to configure right, left, up, down. Okay, so this is me. When I increase speed, I do go faster. That would make it very, very difficult. And decrease speed. Can I decrease it to a stop? Oh, look at that. I can actually stop my ship if I wanted to by just decreasing the speed enough. Oh, Q to quit. Quit? I guess you have more important thing to do than save the world from the Zalkunians. Well, so long, pal. We didn't need you anyway. As a matter of fact, we have declared a friendly coexistence with the Zalkunians, and all 543,098 billion of us life forms are now out to get you, you quitter. How dare you abandon us in our time of need? You can't run forever. As a matter of fact, we've placed... We've placed what? What do you... I can still move. I can still shoot. The timer is still going down. I need more message. Give me more message. You know, caffeine will kill you. And again, so that is the long-running joke in all three games, that when you run out of time, it's because you're drinking coffee. But I didn't actually finish that message. Interesting. We'll have to see about that. Okay. Random number generator. Randomized timer. Okay. Screen 12. Circ. In the last iteration of LasrGame, Laser 2, Circ was, I think, the number of Zalkunians in the screen. I think there'll be a lot of code that's shared between the two games. Which is terrible, because if you recall, Laser 2, I claimed I wrote it in one sitting without ever getting up. All right, these are our direction arrows. Increase and decrease. Okay, so these are all the defaults. By default, it's plus and minus. And quit is Q. Okay, then we do our intro, which doesn't have a whole lot of surprises. A nice printed screen. Whoops. Okay. And we loop until we hit enter I or C. If we hit I, then we do these instructions, which is a very, very simple message. Press any key to continue. Whoops. And the thing is, if you pressed I, go to instructions, and if you press C, then go to configure. So originally I went to instructions, and I had no way of actually getting into configure. So that was kind of terrible. If I did press C, though, OK. OK. OK is 0. Okay, clear the screen. We're just going to grab input. Which button do you want to go right? So we grab the keyboard input, we uppercase it, and we loop until you haven't hit anything. Okay, so we grab all of these things. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. After we've inputted everything, if right is not left, and right is not up, and right is not down, and right is not increased, And right isn't quit, then OK equals OK plus 1. Oh, man. And so if left is not up, and left is not down, and left... This is terrible. So we're checking that you didn't assign the same key to two different functions. So we don't have to check in this second row, left is not right, because we've taken care of that in the first row. So each one of these rows will have one less check. Up is not down, up is not increase, up is not decrease. And every time we successfully determine that, yes, it's a valid key, we increase one to the OK variable. And so we do this last but not least. If your decrease is not the quit button, OK. And if OK is not 6 now, if you didn't do it 6 times, then print keyboard error, wait, and then loop until OK is equal to 6. All right. Okay, that's funky, but at least it gets the job done, right? Clear the screen. Speed equals 11. All right. Des. Des is 0. Circ equals circ plus 1. That is totally going to be the fact that we have one Zalcunian in the screen to begin with. Shots is, see again, this shots variable, which existed in the second game. You can go back and check us talking about it, and it was never used. So all of these things, I'm going to skip over what we had in Laser 2, because I think all of this is going to be the same. So for each circle, get their coordinates. You can go back and look at why we're doing this. Choose a random position for them, choose a random size, choose a random color. Oh, that's curious. Actually, color is randomly 1, 3, no, 3, 6, 9, 12, or 15. Okay. 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. So there's only 4 random colors. Okay, count. That is different. Okay, so there are going to be some differences. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for them. Count of A is 1. And fac of A, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what count of A is. Okay. Fac is going to be how fast they're, I don't know. This is randomly between 11 and 20. Whatever fac of A is. X fac and Y fac usually denote the speed. Rad fac is 0, so in the second game, X fac and Y fac were how fast they're moving in the X and Y directions, and rad fac was how quickly they were getting bigger. They remain stationary in this game, so I suspect all of this stuff isn't even used, and I just started with the base code of the second game, made minor alterations. I will bet you $100 that we don't use X fac, Y fac, or Abednego. Sorry, I had to say that. X fac, Y fac, or rad fac. Okay. Draw each circle. Start the time. Track. I think that's new. So track is now 1. Whatever. Wait for a key press. See, okay, now here's the different movement. If you pressed right, then your dir string, your direction string, is R. If speed is 11, then speed is decreased by 1. Huh? Why? Speed's Wait a minute, we started out, speed was 11. So at the beginning of this game, speed is 11. If I hit right, then speed equals 10. But only if it's 11. Okay. So it seems like we're actually only your speed is 10. Because the moment you hit a button, your speed gets decreased in all of these cases. Oh no. Okay, if you hit one of the directions, speed becomes 10. That's just, if you decide to increase, your speed gets reduced by 1. But only, yeah, you can't go to 0. Speed becomes 1. Okay. Okay, so the lower number, the faster. This is going to be used in an empty for loop. Okay, if you decide to decrease your speed, we'll add 1 to speed, but you can only go up to speed 11. Okay. If you decide to quit, then you go to end, which, oh, come on, previous Joey, look at this. I didn't even finish this message. As a matter of fact, we what a terrible place to end a message. How dare you abandon us in our time of need? You can't run forever. As a matter of fact, we placed what? An APB on your spaceship? Some type of bounty on your head? Placed what? We will never know. If you hit space, that's it, just if you hit space, you cannot configure that. Then we fire. And firing is these lines. So it's still 4 lines. It's just now they're emanating from the corners of the screen. Okay, and this is why we're getting that terrible pause, because we're drawing the lasers, waiting, and then erasing the lasers, which is not good. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. I think all of this calculation is going to be the same as laser 2 because it's the same mechanics. Just checking to see if each circle is within is housing the middle of the screen, basically, where your laser goes. But whereas before, every time you decreased the color, yeah, this is the funky part where the color was determined their health points, basically. We're subtracting 3 from their color every time. So they're going from 12. Maybe that was the same as before. Let's actually find out. Fire. Okay. My apologies. That is totally the same thing. Yep. Okay, let's open this guy up again. All right, so we check if call A is 0 and count A is 1. So count A is 1 means that the Zalkunian is alive. So if the Zalkunian is black and he's alive, then you're going to do this animation where you're going to fill him up with that funky orange, and then you're going to, draw him again, but then you're going to erase him, and then you're going to put him again, but this time his color is black, and if the color is black, then count becomes 0, which means he's dead. And then you decrease your shots. This was never used. It still isn't used. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I know exactly what I'm talking about now. Okay. Gosh. So that is what happens when we hit space, which we fire. Pre-press equals press. Interesting. What in the world does that do? So I'm grabbing a key press, doing something with it, and then I'm also assigning it to another variable called pre-press. So now press and pre-press are the same. Okay, if speed is less than 10 and speed is greater than 0, track. Now track, I never saw track before this. So on the first level, track is 1. Second level, well, let's just see here. So if track divided by speed is equal to the integer of track divided by speed. So if track is a multiple of your speed, so if your speed is 10, then if track is oh, I see. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So track is going to increase every, wait for it, every Google a second. That's a reference to previous video. Every time through the game loop, every time you're looking for key presses. So here's the initialization that happens once every level, but this is the actual loop of our game where we're moving around. So we keep increasing track. So track will go very quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. And if track is a multiple of your speed, then what we're going to do is, depending on your direction, we're going to move you right, left, up, or down. So that's kind of a curious mechanic. So obviously, if your speed is equal to 0, then you're not going to move, which we found. Oh, no. Speed equaling 0 means you're going super fast. Right. Oh, man. Okay. Speed can't be 0 because we're dividing by speed here, and dividing by 0 blows up the universe. All right, so cool. Okay, so your speed is, let's say it's 2, okay? Then every second time through the loop, track is going to be an even number, and it will be a definite multiple of 2. So every second loop, every second time through the loop, we're going to move you in the direction that you have decided to move. That's going to go very fast. If speed is 100, then only every 100 times through the loop are we actually going to visibly move you. So it isn't an empty for loop. Okay. And that's why we can't have speed being 0, because this will blow up the universe. And this is why if speed is 11, you won't move. So your speed can only be between 1 and 10 while you're moving. Where do I check for... Oh no, yeah, I set your speed to 11. If you've decided to go up to 12, I cap you at 11, which is not less than or equal to 10, so you will not move. Okay. That's a really, really bizarre way of using the speed variable to actually move you, decide when you move. Okay, anyway, let's see what these things do. If I move right, okay, this is going to be the same thing. Every Zalkunian will move left relative to me. And left is just subtracting value 5 from the x-coordinate. That's it. Erase the circle, change his x position, allow him to wrap around the screen, and draw the circle again. So everything else left is going to be the same thing, except we're adding to the x-coordinate. Up, we're adding to the y-coordinate because they're moving down. And down, we should be moving them up. So that's not a big deal. Everything else there is the same. Okay, and then des equals det. What? This is us drawing the laser? No. Oh, no, no, no. This is from before. This is our crosshairs. You can look that up in LASR 2. That just draws our crosshairs. But what's this des? Des equals des plus 0.5. This happens every time through the loop. And we start it out as 0. So the beginning of every level, des is 0. Every time through the game loop, des keeps getting increased by 0.5. Okay. How do we use that? There's this other magic variable, done string equals yes. Oh, this doesn't actually... Okay. So then we assume that we're done, check each Zalcunian if they're still alive, as referenced by the count variable, then done is no. So at least one of them is alive, then we're not actually done. Calculate the time left, print the time, loop until you ran out of time or you are done. If time is less than 0, then bad end. So if you ran out of time, caffeine will kill you. That's fancy. Okay, and we have actually a good end here. So let's loop until circle equals 1. Let's see what happens when we actually win this game. All I have to do is kill this one guy. All right, they're all dead. You are our hero. All right, get out of here. You'll get paid on Monday. That is strangely similar to LASR 2. In fact, that is the victory screen for LASR 2, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. So clearly LASR 3 was just a slight modification, a patch, if you will, of LASR 2. There was nothing significantly different. I changed the movement, I changed the Zalcunian size and the fact that they don't move. I changed the lasers. The messages stayed the same. And I made the speed different, but that's it. Okay, well, you may be wondering if we're ever going to get to this LASR 4. I think now will be a time to look at this expected expression. LASR 4 is obviously so that's called Earth. That's it. That's all we're getting. I don't know what I was thinking the idea for LASR 4 was, but I obviously didn't put a whole lot of effort or thought into LASR 3. If I had to guess, I would imagine that this is your ship returning to Earth and you have to fight humans because they're all against you or something. Or, oh no, that's if you quit. I'm not sure. I really don't know what my intention was for LASR 4, but because of these variable names, I can tell you that that's Earth. And so Earth was going to play an important role in LASR 4. But I didn't finish. I barely even started. So that's why we'll never get to LASR 4, because it doesn't exist. So that actually concludes the LasrGame series. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's it. Thanks for joining me in this adventure in old code. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.